Sometimes the truth isn't found in books or lessons. Sometimes it's hidden in the smallest, quietest moments of life. This is the story of a young woman who discovered something so simple yet so powerful that it completely changed how she saw the world, and it might just change how you think too. In a small coastal village in southern England, there lived a woman named Clara Hayes. She was 28, smart, hard-working, and always in a hurry. She worked as a marketing assistant in the nearby city of Brighton. Every morning she caught the 7:05 train, coffee in one hand, phone in the other, scrolling, typing, planning. Her life looked perfect on the outside, but inside, Clara felt something was missing. Her days were full, but her heart felt empty. She often thought, I'm doing everything right, so why don't I feel happy? One Friday evening, after a long and draining week, Clara missed her train home. The next one wouldn't arrive for an hour. Frustrated, she decided to walk by the sea to clear her head. As the wind brushed her face and the waves whispered against the rocks, she noticed an old man sitting near the pier. He was feeding seagulls, slowly, patiently, with a faint smile. Something about him caught her attention. He looked peaceful, a kind of peace she hadn't felt in years. Clara walked closer, hesitating a little. The man looked up and smiled. "Long day?" he asked kindly. She nodded, sitting down a few feet away. "I missed my train," she sighed. "Maybe you didn't miss her," he replied softly. "Maybe the train missed you." She laughed lightly. That's one way to look at it, but the old man's eyes held a quiet wisdom. He said, "You know, people rush so much, chasing things that don't last. They forget to notice what's right in front of them." She frowned. "I don't have time to just stop. I have work, goals, deadlines. Life doesn't wait." He nodded slowly. "And when was the last time you felt alive?" The question hit her harder than she expected. Alive. Not busy, not successful. Alive. She had no answer. The man tossed another piece of bread to the gulls. Then he said, "I used to be like you, always chasing something, money, titles, approval, until one day I realized I had everything except peace. So I stopped chasing, and that's when I finally found what I'd been looking for." Clara sat silently, watching the gulls fight over crumbs in the golden evening light. Something about the way he said it, the calm in his voice, made her feel small and humbled. Before she could ask his name, the sound of the train horn echoed from the distance. Her train was arriving. She turned back to the old man, but he was gone. Only a small paper bag remained on the bench. Inside it was a note. It read, "You can't fill your life by emptying your soul. Slow down. Breathe. Notice. That's where the real magic lives." Clara stood frozen for a moment, staring at the note. The waves crashed softly behind her. The gulls circled above. And for the first time in years, she felt still. She didn't rush for the train. Instead, she sat back down, closed her eyes, and listened to the sea, the wind, the rhythm of her own heartbeat. And something changed inside her. In the weeks that followed, Clara began to live differently. She still worked hard, but she stopped rushing through life. She started walking to work instead of driving. She spent her evenings watching sunsets instead of screens. She began to talk more with people instead of emails and posts. The strange thing was, the more she slowed down, the more everything else started to fall into place. Her ideas at work became sharper, her relationships grew warmer. And deep down, for the first time, she felt something she hadn't felt in years: peace. She never saw the old man again, but his words stayed with her every single day. Sometimes the biggest discovery doesn't come from finding something new. It comes from seeing what's always been there, but with a clearer heart. So if you're watching this right now, ask yourself, are you living or just moving? Because the moment you stop chasing everything, you finally make space for what truly matters to find you.